Oopsie daisy. Hello.
That's a great way to start it.
Welcome to the third episode of Skip Pass. I'm Malela. Hi.
That was a great way to start. How's it, Woude? Episode 3, the Skip Pass.
You look very sexy in your button shirt.
Nobody's ever said that, Woude.
You look so nice.
I'm
just really not used to this.
I'm a little bit worried when you're being nice to me. Mm-hmm. There's obviously some,
Well, I haven't seen you for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, which has been?
No, which has been amazing. I mean, I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not used to it. I feel like a lot has changed in 2 weeks.
I've changed, yeah. I'm not the man I was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Limpopo has changed you.
Things change, you know? Things do change. That's all I know. So, yeah, what's going on, Woude? What have you been doing for 2 weeks?
I haven't been doing any Augustus, thank goodness that.
Cycling. So you're playing golf?
I've been playing golf. No.
What was happening there?
No, I was doing a photo shoot. You know, I'm a model now.
Hashtag model,
fitness model.
Hashtag fit fan.
I either do like fitness modeling, which is like running, or alcohol stuff. Like I obviously have a face. I found my niche market.
Sport or
alcohol.
All right.
Yeah.
The party, let the good times roll.
I know. But besides that, I've been boxing.
Oh yeah?
I've been seeing as I can't run. And you?
I haven't been boxing. I've been running a little bit.
Oh yeah?
And I have been in Limpopo.
So
I'm just so busy. I'm very, very important.
Busy.
Have I told you I'm very important?
Okay, let's talk about some real stuff.
So what's news this week?
Today, I think obviously we have to talk about the Hong Kong Sevens that have started today.
Yeah.
That's quite exciting. Varsity Cup is the semi-final next week, Monday.
Yeah.
Then we also have very interesting 8 weeks of Super Rugby. Well, this is the 8th week of Super Rugby now, and talking specifically a bit more about what's happening in South African Super Rugby, injury-wise, selection-wise. I don't really know what's going on there.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, I'm going to have a bit of a rant and a rave. This is like the only part I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Let's just get through so Woude can tell.
So like, let's just go like this so I can just rant and rave.
Yeah. What does Woude think? We should change the name of the show. What does Woude think?
It's anything that matters.
I've heard that a million times.
Anyway, the Blitz Bokke won their opening game at the Hong Kong Sevens against Japan. They were trading at halftime.
Yeah.
7-5, but they've ended up winning 22-7, which I don't think is great against Japan. They looked a little bit sloppy in the first half, but in the second half, I feel like they picked up and composed themselves a little bit better. I don't think it was the team that won in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Not there yet. I mean, in Vancouver, they looked great, especially against Fiji in Vancouver. They really looked like a great team, and they looked like they much better than they looked the rest of the series.
Yeah.
But they didn't make many mistakes. They didn't miss any tackles, and they just looked like they had more intensity and energy.
In Vancouver?
No, in Vancouver. And they were just much faster.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it's the team that's actually getting better and if it's just individual brilliance that's coming through.
Well, I think, you know, when you give, because we got to give old Paul some time, you know. I think an off-season in any sport, when you, because, I mean, Speckman and the guys, we can see they're doing 15-man rugby. The X-Factor guys left, and that was tough, eh?
A lot of, but then I'm going to put a lot of it on Powell because he should know that players have a certain time that they can play.
Yeah.
So he should have started getting more players ready and youngsters ready to take over from these guys.
Sure.
So these guys played. Look, Powell was very lucky, in my opinion. He was very lucky because he took a great team over from Paul True.
Yeah.
A winning team over. And he could kind of just ride that wave.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden all those guys stopped playing and he's like, oh crap, what am I doing now?
Yeah.
And then he started struggling to get all these players. So for a while, he didn't really, there wasn't any kind of cohesion between the players at all. I think they're finding it now.
Yeah. As Vancouver proved.
Yeah. But, you know, they've played in 4 finals in Hong Kong and they've never won.
Yeah.
So this is really, so they better do the right thing now.
But I think, just on that, on Powell, it's tough for me to ever blame him because I was having a look when you lose one generational guy, because sevens, there's only 7 guys on the field. One guy is a huge difference. When you lose 2 of them, I mean, to lose Roscoe and Sinatla back to back, Like they
And
two,
also, well-
they two are the greatest sevens players ever.
Yeah. Well, let's also just not forget the most good-looking man, the captain. I'm just saying.
Are we talking about Kyle?
Of course we're talking about
I will
Kyle.
give Kyle a text after this and see when you get him on the show.
So love.
Yeah. Mr. Kyle.
I would
bro.
literally be like brushing if
All
I
right.
talk to him.
Okay. Well, Kyle, I'm going to hit you up after this.
Anyway, so this weekend will be quite interesting. We've got a pretty easy group and pretty good draw. I think we've got Japan, Scotland and Samoa in our group. Thank goodness we don't have Pool C, which has got New Zealand, Fiji, Australia and Kenya. Definitely the pool of death.
That is the pool of death.
Yeah.
I don't want any of those teams. Any of them. I would never want to face them.
No. I still think New Zealand was probably the favourites going into the Hong Kong Sevens.
Yeah.
Even though USA is topping the log, I think New Zealand's probably the favourites. Then USA, then us, and I think then Fiji. I think those are the 4 teams that could win this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely don't want to be in that.
No, because that's the thing about sevens, right? Is you really don't want to be playing your intense rugby in the group stage. You want to get through.
No.
And then obviously
This is also a 3-day tournament. So they've kind of separated, but 3-day tournament because they've got the qualifier for next series.
Yeah.
So they've got those teams trying to get through who's going to be the core team, part of the 2019-2020 series. And I think I'm probably going to put my money on Ireland. I think to become part of the core teams to play, the core tournament.
Yeah.
I think Ireland, they lost against Japan last year to fall out, but I think they're probably going to be the team that's going to come in to the 15.
Irish, eh?
To the 15 teams that will be at each tournament.
Yeah.
Do
you know what? As long as the Springboks win.
You couldn't care less.
I really couldn't care. Because I really like how Powell's transitioned, and an off-season makes a difference. We must just win. Is this our 5th? It's going to be our 5th final if we make it, eh?
5th, yeah.
No, we can't
5th
do
final.
5 without her. They must just win.
No, we don't do 3 times like it. We do 5 times. 5 times.
But I'm super proud of the guys because Roscoe Speckman, by the way, to lose him.
I know. He's playing brilliant 15-man rugby
well,
now.
You can see why he did.
It's amazing.
He does it with 15 guys.
We've got I think there are really great youngsters coming through. That bald-headed guy.
Oh, forget it. He's unbelievable.
He's so good. And Davids, I think, is the other one. They're really brilliant players. So I definitely think we're on the right track. So.
And we lost Kwacha. I forgot about him.
Yeah, we lost Kwacha.
I love him. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. But we still got Van der Kok.
Do you like him?
He's
cool.
He is cool.
He's very cool.
But he just needs to know when to not play with intensity.
Yeah.
Like it feels like every single time he's just like this, and I'm like, just chill it out a bit,
composure,
just have some composure.
But
so I just feel like he just does. You do.
Yeah,
and also he's like, but his hair's already in his face. Like that's enough.
A poor man's Skulkburger. No, but I love him. I love him.
I do. He looks like him and Kwasma. They look like the closest to Neanderthals. It's like Neanderthals and them, and then humans.
But he's the guy you want in your team. Like whatever the coach says, the oak is going to do it at 100
He's just
miles.
He's like going to run into every single person at 100 miles an hour. The women are also playing in the sevens this weekend.
About time.
It is about time. They're also going to be part of the Cape Town Sevens now, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool. If you live in Cape Town.
Yeah. And Kenya, Brazil, Scotland, and Japan, I think, advances the top seeds for the women. So that's pretty.
Yeah.
Well, it's just what's interesting is just these really weird teams from the women.
Yeah.
Like Uganda and Brazil and all of it. It's not like the normal you would think.
No, which is cool because because it's all starting. That's so cool about the women's game is we're gonna get everyone's gonna start like on a level, in the rest of rugby. I mean the 5 teams in the Northern Hemisphere and the 3 teams here. Yeah. They're so far ahead. They're 100. Rugby's 100 years old or whatever.
But I think that's also what makes sevens. Why a lot more people watch sevens. It's like. It's not that technical that you have to understand it the whole time, and it's quite entertaining. And that's why teams like Japan or Fiji or Samoa, that they're so good because you don't have the lineouts and the scrums and the mauls, the technical skills side of the things. You just need to be able to be a great athlete. And move on the field.
Great players can change the sevens.
How amazing is that Fijian guy? I cannot for the life of me remember his name now. Blair? Definitely the player to watch for the tournament, I think. But I can't remember his name.
Can we just win?
Talking about winning, who do you think is going to win the Varsity Cup? We have got Picker and Tix playing in Pretoria next week in the semi-final, and then Marties and Shimla's playing here.
I should have asked Anton.
You should have asked Anton.
Great commentator. Marties, like, yeah, they're going to win again.
Again.
I mean, and their team last year was so young.
Yeah.
They're going to win
and
again.
They won 47 against Picker last year.
They're going to Marties. That's who's going to win it. And I might even go to Stellenbosch. Who knows?
Well, let's go.
Let my hair down, which is a metaphor because I don't have hair. No, Marties, surely, but I don't have hair, and I'm not letting my hair down. But yeah, I saw you a bit confused there.
No. I was getting excited.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in your sexy shirt. And
get
everything.
a weave. Should get a weave. I mean, maybe if anybody has a weave for me, let my hair down. Yeah, no, I think Marties. I think, and because I actually knew some of the youngsters from that side. A friend of mine was working as a physio for them, and so they're gonna Marties. Who's gonna win? Marties. It's over. It's over.
Okay, done. We don't need to talk about that anymore.
But what I think is, what do you think is gonna happen in the Tux in NW Northwest game? Yeah.
I want Picker to win, obviously. It's my alma mater, so it would be great if they do win. But they just always seem to be able to mess up.
The bridesmaid.
They always know when to mess up in the core important parts of a game.
But you're supposed to go with your team.
Yeah, but I'm also realistic.
Don't bet against your alma mater.
Do you know how awkward it was?
Guys, you should revoke her degree.
I studied in Potchefstroom and I studied in Stellenbosch. Oh. And then the year that I was studying in Stellenbosch, Picker played Marties in the final in Stellenbosch. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to go for Picker. But then I started dating a Marties rugby player.
Oh, my word.
I was like, this is really, really awkward.
Yeah. Also, I'm so sorry that you had to live in Potchefstroom.
I loved it.
Nobody has ever said that.
I didn't live in Potch. I lived on campus. There's a very big difference between campus and Potch.
I'm so sorry about that trauma. We'll talk about it afterwards. Nobody should have to live in Potchefstroom. No, but I think
Tix.
Sorry. Sorry.
So it's going to be a Marties Tickies final here in Stellenbosch.
It's going to be a mauling because Marties are serious. These guys are serious down here in Stellenbosch. So sorry, buddy. Marties again. Even if they're NW, your guys pick up. It's a wrap. They're out. Tix. They're going to come down here, have a good time in Stellies, and 35-10 in the final. Marties.
Okay.
I've said it.
Okay.
I'll ask Anton in the week, see if he can send us a WhatsApp video, and we'll let it out there next week.
Great.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay, well, that's definitely very predictable. Yeah. Let's talk about the unpredictable 7-8 weeks of the Super Rugby competition. I think most people's Super Brews are probably completely messed up.
How bad were the Bulls last week?
How bad are these South African teams? They don't even go for the Bulls.
The Chiefs are the worst team from New Zealand.
I don't know how they did that. I mean, the Chiefs lost to the Sunwolves.
No, the Chiefs are terrible. How bad are the Bulls right now?
No, well, the Bulls are our best team in South Africa, so...
Oh no, the Lions are top.
Yeah, but like...
The table doesn't lie, Bodie. Yeah, you know. Men lie, women lie. Numbers, they don't lie. Lions are top. And I'm a Lions fan, by the way.
That's why he's getting so excited about the Lions. But yes, I think most people have lost a lot of money on the betting. The Super Brews are completely messed up.
Because the Crusaders...
But I think that was just a fluke. I think that was a once-off fluke. It needed to happen once in the competition, and I think it's done now. Yeah. But last weekend I think was probably one of the most. Yeah,
Super Brews just gone.
I spoke to someone that lost 300,000 rand.
Excuse me?
Yeah. 300K in betting. But two things that I have noticed is one, the number of injuries that we have in our South African teams, it's crazy. Yeah. And then the other thing is like this really weird pattern of players being rested. Yeah. So injury-wise, if you just go look at the list of long-term injuries, like I literally wrote this down because there's just so many. So long-term injuries for Bulls, Duncan Matthews, Ergie Snyman, Woude Jager, Marco Jansen van Vieren, Magnus Boshoff. Like Stormers, even Etzebeth just got injured. JD Shikling just got injured. Wilco Lowe, Dan Duplessis, Noche with a shoulder injury. Kitshoff just came back from a hamstring injury. Lions, Warren Whiteley, Quagga Smith just came back from groin. Kyle Brink, Vincent Chichuka, sorry if I can't pronounce your name properly. Dylan Smith, Andrews Dylan Smith, scrum off, hamstring injury. Sharks, Kerwin Bosch is back now from a shoulder injury. He's been out for 6 to 8 weeks. Jean-Luc Dupree is out. Philip van der Vaart, Marius. I mean, I can carry on, and I didn't even mention everyone, but I really don't want to be here the whole night because I only get tea when I come here. I don't get wine. So is it the conditioning of the players that are the problem, or is it management of the players? Do they not get rested? I don't know what it is, but I mean, this is absolutely true. And how many like bucks are in this? You know?
Do you know what's so dumb? Why don't they just rest the Springbok Oaks in the derbies? Because the South African derbies are so brutal. It's a World Cup year. For me, if he's a Bokke, don't play him in a derby. Not on the bench. For the derbies, you don't play the Bokke Oaks in World Cup year. It's like, can we think?
We can't. We definitely can't think. This is like
But does it make sense?
I really don't know. And from I'm a biokineticist, and from that point of view, I'm like, how is this possible? How can we have all of these injuries and it's groin and ankle? It's not even like you get tackled and you get a concussion or a broken jaw. Like one of these players have got a broken jaw. But it seems like it's the same things happening over. Either the players are not getting rehab properly, or they're getting back on the field too quickly. I mean, Etzebeth didn't even play Super Rugby, went straight into the Bokke team, which is crazy. In New Zealand, you have to work your way up again if you're injured. So I don't know what it is. I just don't. I can't figure it out. It's stupidity.
It's so ridiculous, right? And I mean, you can almost, like you're saying, when it's soft tissue injuries, right? Then I'm like, but when a guy like Etzebeth is coming back, first of all, he shouldn't be a Springbok. But anyway, that's a different conversation. Do you know, even Etzebeth hasn't gotten better as a player. He's the same player he was now, 70 tests later. How are you the same? How are you doing the same? He doesn't offer anything that he didn't offer in the first test now. How's that possible? Anyway.
It's very possible in South Africa for that to happen without coaching. Come on.
I don't even know where I was going with that. Even Etzebeth. Oh, my goodness. And they've got Letalic. Oh, my goodness. Anyway.
No. Let's not compare.
I mean, there's real locks out there. Anyway, so now, first of all, rest Springbok guys, please. Because, my thing, you know why you don't play them in the derbies?
There's a cat.
There is a cat behind me. You know why I don't play South African guys in the derbies? What do they have to prove?
Exactly.
Like, if you're in the... and I think you saw it with the Akke van der Merwe and Schalk Brits.
Just on that. You are okay to run into a player like 100 miles an hour and it's fine to like tackle. Then you guys have a little bit of a scuffle and you get banned for 6 weeks.
Oh, it wasn't a little bit of a scuffle.
No, but it's also rugby.
I mean, maybe by Potchefstroom standards.
I'm from George.
You are from George.
But, you know, like it was a fight and need to be red carded, but then banned for 6 weeks.
Well, Schalk, I mean, you saw what Stefan
they got banned for 6 weeks, and then it he got down to 4, and Akke got down to 3. But then you've got guys.
But you saw, I don't know if you saw Stefan Terblanche's thing is, so by the letter of the law, what's cost Schalk even more is that he's a repeat offender.
This is his 3rd time that he's done this.
Because he doesn't mind a rule, old Schalk.
No, he doesn't, but he's the coolest guy. I really want him in my team. He's just such a nice guy. But But then, he's 37. But then the guy would have a high tackle or shoulder charge and they don't even get red carded. So that just doesn't make sense to me at all. And it's great. World Rugby is bringing in a lot of new rules and ways for the referees to do that. And we can talk about that next week. With my...
So look out, we'll have a really cool guest on.
We're going to have a really cool guest on next week. So watch out for him. So I don't want to say too much on it purely because I don't really understand it yet. Like he keeps sending me these things. I'm like...
what does it mean?
Okay.
In human language.
And I'm like pretending like I know, and I know what he's talking about. But he's probably the only person that I would say is more clever than I am. But anyway.
Wow. Okay. Or you're just putting that out there?
I'm just putting
the only person in the world. Wow.
That I will admit to.
But no, Vody, before we move off that, I think you've made a great point here. Now, I mean, you are a health professional. I'm just, with my layman eyes, why do our guys look less conditioned than the All Blacks guys? But our guys look like they could be club rugby players. Like most of our rugby players are like you know when you watch NFL, it's like in NFL I can see, or when I watch the All Blacks, and even I can see like England are starting to, whatever they're doing is they're very professional. But when I watch NFL, it's like, oh, I can see that guy's a tight end, that guy's a wide receiver. Like there's almost body types, you know, because guys are like so in lean, mean machines, but they develop a body type to go, okay, I can see what our guys like I don't know, like like what's happening. Like oaks have these huge arms and no legs, or like. But
it's a very South African thing, and maybe all over the world. It's like, have you never heard like never skip like Mondays, like International Chest Day?
Yeah.
We haven't learned the thing like don't skip leg day, because clearly the guys here do skip leg day.
Yeah.
But it definitely comes down to the conditioning of the guys, and it.
But
when I was working,
because a lot of us, so I think it's great that you're an expert in this. What is conditioning? Because every time we hear, the conditioning, well, what does conditioning actually mean?
So obviously, as a forward and a backline player, it's very different to what you're looking at.
Yeah.
When I was working for the Sharks, a lot of the guys, a lot of the youngsters need to come there. They need to build up a little bit of bulk. You get tackled all the time, and you need to build up a little bit of bulk. So that's where your bench presses and things come in. But I think what's also happening in South Africa, it's like, how much can you bench?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much you can bench.
Exactly.
How much can you bench and then run after that, and then do this, and then jump, and then tackle after that. And that's what I feel like we don't have in South Africa. So if I look at the way that I train my clients or my patients to get them back, you would literally do weight and cardio. And I don't know if that's not what the players are doing.
Yeah.
It's literally like you playing around in the gym and you're seeing how much you can bench.
Yeah.
So instead of just benching, do a set of bench press and a set of box jumps after that to get your like plyometric work back. And it needs to come for the forwards as much as it does for the backs. Obviously, the backs need to do more speed work because that's what they need.
Yes.
But then if you look at New Zealand, you can see like the forwards run just as fast as the back. Well, not just as fast, but basically, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So from a conditioning point of view, that's what it comes down to. You have to have muscle mass because that's also the type of game that it is. But you have to have agility, and you have to have speed, and you have to have what's the word that I'm looking for? Endurance.
Endurance, yeah.
So that's and I feel like there's something missing in all of this. We just.
Do you think there's still a culture in our like that?
Be
a butt and like the aesthetics of it, like
for sure.
Because I look at like even Elizabeth doesn't need to be that big. Peter Steph du Toit, you don't need to be that.
But they're also Boere, like, and they're also kind of like it's an Afrikaner. It's kind of like part of the package.
The machismo.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to be that big. It's useless weight, because I can see Brody Litalik, who's 10 kilograms lighter than you.
You need to be able to run.
And never misses a tackle. And always there on the support shoulder for forwards. Like Brody, so he looks, you know, our guys, Jesse Creel for me is the ultimate one, who looks like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You don't need to look like that, but those muscles are that, the water and those... it's not effective. It's not. So
it's not. No.
And before we touch off Woude, you kind of skirted on it, but I wanted to. When I say somebody's not conditioned, and what is the definition of conditioning? What's it for? Why do guys need to be conditioned?
I think what you mean is, when someone's not conditioned, is they actually just don't look fit.
No, I'm saying what does it actually mean as why do guys go through conditioning? For instance, maybe that's a better question.
Well, so I'm going to look at it from a way, if a person gets injured.
Yes.
That's my background. So a person gets injured, they're at a certain level.
Yes.
So now, you have to treat the injury.
Yeah.
So he's got a hamstring injury, this needs to go, all through the whole rehab. But that guy, the actual people who are in rehab are training harder than the guys on the field because they have to get back there. So that includes endurance work on the bikes, on the treadmills, on the rowers, anything. So that literally includes your fitness.
Yeah.
So I think from a conditioning point of view, it's like fitness, it's strength, it's power.
Yes.
It's not, and I think from maybe in South Africa, we only look at like the strength part of it.
Yeah,
we don't actually look at the power.
Massive, but
yeah. So conditioning is just being in the best possible form
Yes.
and condition, if you want to say that, for whatever you need to do.
Yeah. So it's actually you being massive doesn't make you strong.
No.
You have to.
It doesn't give you that power.
And is that like developing the right muscle type?
Yeah. And also what I think where it also comes in is like they don't actually, like a lot of these guys can't even balance on one leg.
Yes.
So now you look at them on the field and you're like, okay, you can't step, you keep falling, or you keep slipping, you keep falling over your ankle.
Yeah.
Where's that coming from? It's because you're not actually doing the proper conditioning before.
I'm with
or the
you.
prehab is what we would call it.
Yes.
So you actually can't do the basic stuff. Now you want a guy to go run into another guy, but you can't even do that.
Vody, as long as I'm
So
massive.
now, yeah.
As long as I'm massive and I can go on the beach
Yeah.
with my big body.
Yeah.
Our guys are like...
So the sevens players are amazing, and I think they're a great example.
Yes.
They are really fit guys.
Yeah.
If we have to get them into a class, like comparing the 15 and the sevens guys, there's actually no comparison between the two.
But just look at the All Blacks. Even
Yeah.
Sonny Bill, like it's like, oh no, he's an athlete. He's not a bodybuilder.
No.
Toned, but like...
But mostly, like almost in the USA, if you look at the USA sevens team,
Yeah.
they're athletes that started playing rugby.
Yes. So, I mean, we need to get rid of that. But I still believe South African rugby, I've always said it, we are 20 years behind in everything.
Yeah.
So it's in the culture, be duck put.
Yeah, and that brings me to my second point, what I was mentioning before. I almost get this feeling that there's no real harmony between SA Rugby and the franchises.
So like communicating, huh?
Yeah, and communication. There's nothing that's really set in stone this year about how much Super Rugby the Boks are supposed to be playing and when they should be rested. But apparently, Rassie is in constant contact with the coaches from the franchises.
Why is it a secret? Like, it should be... Do you remember when the All Blacks...
Yeah.
Everyone knew Carter is out for the first 6 weeks.
Yes.
With McCall, they're out for 6 weeks of
Yes.
Super Rugby. Like, we know. That, like, why is it a secret? Like that, what's happening? Like
Yeah, and now all
are
of
the
a
All Blacks
sudden-
going to plan for them not playing now?
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
And then even if you just look at this weekend and the changes that's been made,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's pressure from the top or if just like the timing just feels very like ill-judged, if I can use that word.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the teams that are traveling overseas at the moment, or even at the Bulls team. Pollard and Creel are getting rested at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, why can you not know as a coach to rest one guy the one week and the other guy the other week?
Yeah.
I know that. You know that. Why can't they know that?
Vody, my thing is this. So I hear you. I don't even mind if that's happening. But you know when we should have known? 6 months ago, because you know it's the World Cup this year. So it shouldn't be beginning of the season. 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It should have been released in public.
Yeah.
Anybody who's a Springbok,
Will be
please
rested,
understand,
yes.
you will, of the, let's say 15 weeks, you will only play 7 weeks of Super Rugby. That's it. Now we know. And here is the, what do you call it? Load management.
Yeah.
Is it called load management?
Yeah.
The load management means you will only come in, like the All Blacks did.
Workload, yeah.
Yeah. You'll only come in after 8 weeks of rugby. Because what do we have to prove, guys, in this year?
It doesn't matter. Yes, it doesn't
matter. It's not about
matter.
this. And like, give the youngsters a chance.
But now all of a sudden you're resting. But I just think you give the youngsters a chance, but have a senior player there that can just control. So in this case, either keep Pollard or keep Creel there. But now you're bringing in Papier, you're bringing in Libok to take over from Pollard.
Yeah.
You're bringing in Burger Oudendal.
Yeah.
And then you're bringing in Dylan Sage, who's taking over from Creel.
I'm with you.
And now, there's no experience in the back line. Absolutely not.
It's amateur. It's so amateur because they could have planned it.
They could have planned it.
SA
But this is what I'm
rugby's
saying.
so
This is why I
amateur.
don't understand what is happening there all of a sudden. Okay, but this is just the Bulls.
Yeah.
Then you look at the Stormers. They've got injuries, like I said, Etzebeth and JD, and then Peter Steff is on paternity leave.
Okay, congratulations to him.
Yeah, very congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But then all of a sudden you're playing Kitsov and Bongi off the bench. So, there's absolutely no planning.
There isn't, eh?
No, so you've got 3 players who can't play in the pack.
Yeah.
And then you've got 2 players who you're resting. And then Fleck wants to go before the game. Oh, we know that the Reds are going to attack. By the way, the Stormers lost against the Reds again this morning. They want to play.
Not a surprise.
They said, they're going to attack us in our pack because they know that our pack is the strongest.
Yeah.
But then you do this. Like, how is that proper coaching? So literally the only thing that the Stormers have going for them this season is their pack.
Yeah.
And then you go and do this.
Yeah. This is why
the pack
Robbie Fleck...
and they're rolling balls. Like, that's all they have going for them, and then they do this. And I'm taking nothing away from Corné Fourie, but he's just not a Steven Kitshoff. He's not a Steven Kitshoff in your set pieces or as a ball carrier.
Yeah.
No wonder they lost this morning. Like,
No, that's because Robbie Fleck's a
literally
coach.
the only player that should have been rested is probably Khaleesi. He has started every single match in the 6 matches that we've played. He's started. And he's the only player that probably that needs a break.
Don't play the Springboks in the derbies.
Okay. Now we go to New Zealand. So the two play rather rest Khaleesi in the games that you know that you're not going to win.
Yeah, like all of them because you're terrible.
But especially in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Like rest him for the 2 games in New Zealand. You can just play him again. The Reds was probably like the only winnable game for us on our tour.
Yeah.
And then you do that. And on the second thing, the Storm is the only place that they actually don't have a problem is at loose forward.
Yeah.
And then you keep playing this guy. Why? Him and Damien de Linde. Damien de Linde should just not play rugby anymore, and I say it every single time. But anyway.
He's the Springbok centre.
Yeah.
How disgusting is it to say that?
No, it's disgusting.
He's horrendous.
But anyway, so, and then
They
before,
have Martin on
so I just, no, I can't.
Anyway, sorry.
So, but I'm quoting this, and SA Rugby said they have identified an ideal workload for each individual player, and their plan is to fall in line with that calculation.
Why is it a secret? Just tell us. Do you know what? Telling us doesn't mean that the All Blacks have an advantage.
No.
It doesn't matter. Like, okay, fans, you're not going to... Because you know what it's like, Vody. If somebody's dating someone and I tell you something and I do something else, right? Oh, that's the one.
I saw like my bubble gum.
Now everybody knows. Anyway, survive that, Vody. Enjoy that rooibos. Oh man, kids, that's why you shouldn't have bubblegum. This has been so good.
It didn't start off very well.
It didn't, eh? Are you going to be alright there, Vody?
I'm fine.
Folks, Vody's having a panic attack.
Fine.
Yeah. I wasn't saying you're in a relationship. Maybe that's what made you panic.
No, I think it was that.
Yeah, relax.
I just didn't want all of them to hear, like all my suitors.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Vody does chew bubblegum, so that's one of the things they must know. So if you are...
No, I can't let any of them think that I'm in a relationship.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah. I don't really want to get into your personal life. It's more of a work. We're more colleagues.
Sorry, maybe we should cut that part.
They can all see it. But Vody, listen, what I wanted to say was, why don't they just tell us? Tell us because it's like, especially as the fans, if they're worried that the fans are going to get angry about, oh no, I already bought my ticket. No, but you know what happens is if you tell people before, it's like...
Then they're kind of disappointed.
It's like the only time people get angry is when you tell them one thing and you do another. So if you tell the fans, listen, from game 1 to game 7, you're going to get to see all... Because you can even do like a PR spin. Oh, you're going to get to see all the youngsters because the guy we're resting our guys for the World Cup. Get behind the box. Do a PR thing if you're professional, like the All Blacks do. I hate to keep using the All Blacks as a reference, but they are the gold standard of... Because, when people know, it's like, oh, okay, cool, we're going to see youngsters. And then it's almost like people go, oh, the result doesn't matter. It's going to be exciting to see the next generation. Yeah. And, oh, we've got a plan. Oh, wow, there's a plan for the World Cup. Now it's what my Afrikaans friends might call a gemors.
That's the word you come up with?
That's all I've got for you, buddy.
And also, I feel if you don't tell the players ahead of time, then the players have too much of a say.
Yes.
Because then they're like, oh, we are so proud of Khaleesi that he's stepping up to play. I'm like, no, he shouldn't have a choice if he's going to play or not.
Take it out of his hands,
Yes. Of course they're going to want to play when they want to get paid.
Yeah.
So get paid more, and they do want to play for their team.
No, take it out of his hands.
Don't give them that responsibility.
Yeah. Players play, coaches coach.
Yes, exactly.
It's a very old saying.
No, and it doesn't work like that.
It's like a boxer. There's a reason why the trainer, when he throws the towel in, because a boxer, when you're in the arena, that's what rugby players want to do. Rugby players don't care about what are my numbers, what's my beats per minute. They don't care about that. I want to get on the rugby field and play. Take it out of his hands.
Yeah.
They're like sportsmen are egotistical and they never know when they are defeated. No, that's what and listen.
No, but you need to be that. You need to be that anyway.
These guys at the top, this is why guys struggle to retire, right? Is they don't know when it's over. Sportsmen are, they view themselves through that. So they'll always want to play. Take it out of Khaleesi's hands.
Yeah.
But you know who does that? professionals. England, Ireland,
Wales.
New Zealand. Of course, do you know why? They're professional. SA Rugby is so amateur. Like, there's no difference between SA Rugby now and 30 years ago.
No.
Still run by the Oaks at the pub. It's almost like in SA Rugby, I feel like they get together. Like, what are we going to do next week, Oaks?
Yeah. There's like no
Cup of
plan.
brandy.
Let's just,
It's crazy. It's crazy. But I think you've made a great point. Like,
yeah.
what's the plan?
There isn't one.
There isn't, eh?
I think that's the bottom line. There isn't one.
In fact, they could just come to you, Woude, and you could draw up a very simple...
It is so easy to do it.
Because we can measure, now with the tech...
We can measure the workload of the players.
Yeah, and we can see when you're close to the red line.
And in fact, Ross has brought up a brilliant thing that he's
Who's
done. Ross Tucker.
So people don't know who
Sorry,
Ross is.
but Ross just needs to come on the show so you can just see who he is, and then you'll know why.
Yeah.
But he's come up with this whole thing where you can see where people can perform, which heart rate they can perform at. It's absolutely incredible. Why not use these things? We have these brilliant minds. We have these brilliant minds in South Africa, and they just don't use them.
Yeah, we have science.
We have scientists. They're brilliant. But instead of using scientists, we use old, like, Swys de Bruin.
Great footballer.
Your friend.
Who's my friend?
Swys.
Oh, I love Swys.
Swys. Sway seems to be experimenting quite a lot in 2019. I see this weekend he's decided to play Dante, so you can pronounce the surname properly.
Dante, yeah.
And at 13.
Yeah.
And Mapu at 12.
Yeah, mix it up. What do you think of that? Hey?
So...
I know you love utility.
I get this feeling that Swayze is trying to turn every single backline player into a utility back.
Yeah.
I hate that word, utility back.
Tell us how you feel, Woude.
How many players have we ruined because we want to turn them into utility backs? We don't want to play them as specialists.
It's a joke.
And no. He doesn't call it utility back. He calls it footballers.
He's a great footballer.
He's a great footballer.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's an Australian thing. Like
we're not Australian.
Say rugby players. Yeah, he's a good rugby player.
I mean, but if you look at players, Brent Russell, Frans Steyn, Fransjo Hoogaard, Rowan Pienaar, Jason Colby, Gio Appler, like, we've ruined those players' careers by wanting to turn them into utility backs.
Rowan Pienaar is the greatest loss of talent I've ever seen. When he was just at... Because when him at scrum half at the beginning...
He's playing at Montpellier again now.
Yeah, no, him at scrum half at the beginning, I was like, oh, great, we've got someone off the free.
Yeah.
He could do everything.
Now we've got no one.
No, let's not talk about that.
No.
But no, you're 100% right. But again, that comes down to an element of, if you're going to have a plan... You have to have a plan, because just going, I know he's all right.
So no, what he's saying is, so he played 10 at school, then he played 13 at Varsity Cup, and he played 11 for Springboks. He played 11, he made the Springbok team at 11. But I'm just going to play him at 13 because I think he can learn a little bit more.
Well, he's a good footballer.
He's a good footballer.
Yeah.
I'm like, the guy is a brilliant wing.
Yeah.
But now you want to play him because you think he's got a few things that he can learn. And we don't know where we want to play him yet. So now I'm just giving you opportunity to be chosen where he wants to play.
Yeah.
No.
So no.
Take out the word utility back.
Yeah.
We love that word.
Yeah.
And we're going to ruin so many. We've got youngsters, Warwick Gelant, Damian Willemse.
Yeah.
We're going to ruin all of their careers again because we keep going down that same line.
Why is Damian Willemse still playing fullback? The guy's a fly half.
He is going to be...
They've ruined him. They've already
ruined him.
Rugby.
They've already ruined him. He will probably be the best fly half in a country if they can just play him at fly half.
Could you imagine the All Blacks going to... Let's use a real life example. Do you remember when Carter came on the scene? They're like, oh, okay, this guy can play. We're going to put him next to Andrew Mertens at inside.
We're going to play him at inside centre. We're going to do this. We're starting you here to move you to this.
And then you can see how the master controls the team. And then
I
remember them announcing
They did the same with Mackenzie. They started him at fullback, but then they realized he is a great fullback. Yeah. And it does happen. Yeah. But they've announced it and said, this is what we're doing with Carter.
Yeah. No. And I mean, Bowden Barrett, the guy's like, okay, well, he's electrifying. He's a fly half. The guy's a fly half. They're not going to
They're
muck about.
not they move him to centre when they need to, but he starts at fly half. That's his core role. That's what he specialises in.
Although, you know why? I don't mind.
It's like moving our hookers around.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to start moving your hooker? We should maybe start moving our hookers
Yeah.
around.
Oh, no, play him at flank this week. He had a good game. He stole 3 balls last week. You might as well put him at flank.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But in South African rugby, as much as I also don't love the utility back thing, but because we've got the least skilled rugby players in the world, I always, actually my cousin always says, and I believe it is, we should have our most attacking guys at 13, or our best 13. I think Janti with ball in hand is the most dangerous man in South African rugby. Put him at 13, because at least he'll get the ball.
Elton Yankees.
What, next to Elton Yankees?
No, I'm asking. Janti.
No, Janti. Yeah. Oh.
I was got a heart attack.
Because you said Janti. Yeah. Chase, right, you've swallowed your bubble gum and you nearly had a heart attack. What is happening? No, but I like Janti at 13 because he's at least going to get the ball. Because first of all, South African centres can't do what under 15 centres are supposed to do.
We used to be able to.
Straighten.
We used to be able to.
Like that was, like maybe Yapi Mulder, who wasn't a great rugby player.
Jean de Villiers could still do that. Him and Jacques Fourie, they were brilliant. My other thing is, in South Africa, what we also don't have in a backline, we don't have our combinations anymore.
No.
We had brilliant combinations at scrum off and fly.
No, you have to coach that.
Now, but
we don't have coaches. You have to coach it.
But we know what the problem is. Why do I know, as a woman, know what the problem is in South African rugby and it doesn't get fixed?
Whoa, toxic masculinity there, Woude. What does you have of being a woman have to do with anything?
No.
Women are equal and are just as smart.
I 100% agree, but...
Wow.
No, but I mean, why can I see this?
Why
can I see it and you see it and everyone
anybody
else
with one eye can see it. You don't even need 2 eyes. If I walked around my whole life like this, like a pirate, if I was a pirate with a patch on my eye, I could see it. But amateurs, Woude, it's ridiculous.
And then you have, I think Rassie's gonna have a great weekend. I think he's definitely going to watch the Sharks-Lions game this weekend.
Yeah.
Pollard's getting rested, as I said before. So I think it will be a good opportunity for him to see who's going to be our backup fly half, or lack thereof.
Yeah. You don't love Jantis, eh?
Nah.
Yeah. I like Elton. The problem with Elton is he couldn't tackle a fish supper. That's his problem. Yeah, he can't defend it.
No. No. So, but I mean, he's probably far ahead of the pack. And then the other 2 options we have, fly half, is Dupree and Duplessis.
No, for me, first of all, I want to address this again.
No.
Dupree should not be playing at all.
No, but he is.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying to you. These are our options that we have.
It's ridiculous.
So I'm not even sure if these players should belong in their franchise teams, needless to say, in the Springbok team.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's Rassie going to do if Pollard and Yankees get injured? And then what if they get injured at the same time?
We'll probably bring back Henry Honeyball, knowing South African rugby. We'll bring back Henry Honeyball out of retirement.
So that's just for me. Again, there is no plan.
No, there isn't.
You're like just crossing your fingers. And some of these players are really injury prone.
Yeah. No, my thing is, and you're making a great point, right? First of all, what's the long-term plan, right? Why is Goosen, Dupree playing? We know he's leaving at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So he should be on the bench.
Yeah.
Curwin
Bosch.
Yeah.
Curwin Bosch is starting at 15 tomorrow.
And is staying in South Africa. The priority is South Africa, not the Dupree brothers.
No.
As much as I love them, but it's not Dupree Incorporated, it's the Sharks, it's SA Rugby.
But no, but this is also the problem.
Yeah.
This is like your franchise and whatever you want is more important than anything else in this country.
It's ridiculous.
Kerwin Bosch, like I said, is starting at 15 tomorrow.
Terrible.
I'm just hoping, but just even playing at 15, that he's going to bring a little bit of magic and unpredictability to a very predictable Sharks team.
Yeah.
So I hope he can just do something at the back.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be playing 10, but he's not going to.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So
another one. Like, he's a fly half. He's even said, I prefer playing fly half.
Yeah.
Put the kid at fly half. That drives me insane that Dupree still plays. He's already announced that he's leaving. For me, do you know what I said? Dupree should have had his contract cut. We're going to pay you. You don't need to be here.
Yeah.
Because you're going. Go well.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. But yeah, I'm with you. No plan.
Yeah. No. And then I'm getting to my favorite part now.
Okay.
I feel like I've been ranting the whole time,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm going to have my proper rant now.
Now we have, guys, we have a segment called Woude's Rant and Rave, as though it hasn't been the whole show.
But now it gets a name.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So rant and rave.
So I'll start with my rant. And my rant is about, the Stormers. Jean-Luc Duplessis does not select himself at fly half. So this is not necessarily about him, but it is aimed...
So good. So good.
Anyway, let's say that again.
Oh, please do. I love it. Sorry.
Jean-Luc Duplessis does not select himself at fly half.
Yeah.
The Stormers coaching staff who continue, and I just don't get, why do they continue to select him at fly half when they've got Damien Willemse right there? So I get this feeling that why do players in South Africa with the X factor have to fight so hard to prove themselves and to prove their brilliance to the coaches? Like you have, again, Gio Aplan, Cheslin Colby, Damien Willemse, Warwick Klein, like there's just so many. But, and I mean, Willemse is probably one of the most dynamic game breakers, but he can't exactly break anything if or break down any defense if he's warming the plastic chairs next to the field. He played at fullback today. I mean, but where, and then if he plays at fullback, where does that leave Dylan Lates? Which is also really brilliant, and he's got a great understanding of the defense and of the attacking side. So like, I cannot for the life of me understand why you have this really brilliant player and he has to sit on the bench.
No, it's ridiculous for me. As far as I'm concerned, it makes no sense, and I think that is a decent Woude rant.
Was that a good one?
Yeah. That's like a Woude rant. Wow. That's how to rant.
Okay.
All right. Positive note.
My rave. What
are you going to rave about?
I'm going to rave about Craig Cooper.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Craig on the revenge trail.
So, yeah, he is definitely on the revenge trail, especially last weekend against his old team, the Reds. He spearheaded the Rebels to a 32-13 victory.
Oh, it was so good.
Hey?
What did you think of that?
I thought it was just amazing.
Yeah.
So I think he had 5 goal kicks. He was instrumental in 2 tries for the Rebels.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of background for you that don't know. Cooper played 118 games for the Reds, and he was definitely instrumental in the victory that they had in Super Rugby.
When was that? 4 years ago?
No, I think it was 2011.
No.
Yeah. In their title, they won in 2011. And then he got dumped late in 2017 because he had a fallout with the coach, Brad Thorne. He then played lower tier rugby.
Club rugby,
Yeah, basically like club rugby in South Africa before the Rebels snapped him up this season. And I definitely think there are going to be a lot of calls for him to be called up to the Wallaby side for the World Cup.
No, and I agree with you there because there's something about him and Guinea together. Like you were saying just now, the combinations are so, especially, in rugby, the most important position is fly half. Like, I don't care what, unless you're Richie McCaw, he's the only exception in the history of mankind where the fly half, who was Daniel Carter, even then, number 10 is the most important position.
Yeah.
If you can't control the game, you can't win. I don't care who you are. But there's something that Will Guinea, he just gets, I think he gets
get
Quaid,
each other. I think, Quaid is like he's a firecracker.
He is, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a nice word, firecracker.
Yeah, he's a firecracker.
And he's got that X factor. I mean, he's a real arsehole and he's a real, but when he's on that field and he just gets it.
Yeah, no. And Guinea seems to bring the best out of him.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that. So you reckon?
So he's definitely my rave for last week. I think it's just purely more from the revenge side of it.
But that's he played, spiteful.
And I think it was just like a little bit of like extra.
I loved it.
Attitude from him.
I loved how he went and shook Brad Thorne's hand at the end of the game.
I just love it.
Yeah,
I hate him, but I love him for it.
For that, eh? Are you a bit spiteful, hey, Woude?
You can be.
Yeah, okay.
every now and then it's great.
But I like that. Are we going to do that every week, every show?
Yes. So
Every
my
show
rant
or
and my
every week?
rave,
The rant
my
and rave.
rant and rave is going to become part of every week. I think it's once a week.
Once a week, yeah. You have to save the energy.
I have to save the energy and I have to get a proper rant and rave.
Yeah.
So once a week you will see me.
Oh man, that was awesome. That was one
And
of
it
my,
will just get better from here on out.
I'll be honest, of the 3 shows we've done, your rant now was my favorite thing I've seen. It's awesome.
Oh, it's mine too.
Yeah.
I loved writing it down. So next week we're going to get a guest in.
Yes, a very special guest.
A very special guest. We will talk a little bit more about the changes in the rules, especially the tackling rule, a tackling rule.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of controversies around high tackle and head and neck injuries.
Yeah.
And the referees just seem to not be able to get it right.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about Guinea, there was a tackle on him last week.
Shocker.
Which didn't even get a card, not even a yellow.
Yeah.
And then there was a tackle in, I think, in Toulouse game, which got proper red carded and wasn't even half as bad as the one against Guinea. So there's really, World Rugby is doing a lot on that, and they're releasing a whole thingy that you can follow.
Yeah.
If you know
What's a
what
thingy?
It's like a diagram.
Oh, okay. All right.
With everything like mitigating factors and this and this and this. So hopefully Ross Tucker can talk about that next week. And then also there's a new kicking rule that they want to try out now.
Yeah.
As far as I understand it, if it's in your...
Yeah, well, we'll unpack it next week. Whatever the rule is, we'll unpack it next week. It'll be nice for you and our guests to
talk about that.
To unpack that. No, I think that's cool. Safety is important because we want our youngsters.
We do.
Because parents do worry about their kids, which is right. And guys are getting faster and stronger at a younger age now. You know, diets are getting better. Guys are gymming harder. Especially in South Africa, it's a very real thing. I think I think I said it last week, is our guys are already out the can because South African rugby guys are professional from 16 here. SA rugby in school is, for those who haven't played it, it's insane.
But it's almost like it's just like weird thing because the guys are professional, the players are professional at a young age, but our management and our coaching can't be.
I can't.
So we can't really. And I think what is scary is that I actually spoke to someone with school rugby. There are more people going to school rugby games than going to Newlands at the moment.
Oh, it's a better product. No, 100%. No, it's a better product.
That's absolutely shocking.
But it's more professional. SA schools rugby is more professional than South African rugby, and it's not even close. It's not even close. But safety, can't wait for that episode
so I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Episode 3 in the can.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting
Swallowed your bubble gum.
Oops, daisy.
Yeah. So swallowed bubble gum. You had the heart attack when you thought Giant Cheese was playing 13. Well, I was happy that Giant Cheese was playing 13 for whatever
And it
reason.
didn't start off very well when I accidentally pushed a button on my watch and
So
it made
it
a
was all
noise.
Yeah, you're going to have to work on your composure in the week, Woude.
Try
meditation.
No, I'm just working on my rants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this week.
Yeah, have a lovely evening and a nice weekend.
Yeah,
and we'll see you next week.
Enjoy the ruggers, as they say.
Bye bye.
Oh man, it's